Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video. I'm a 33-year-old man, and my wife, 33, have been together for 12 years and married for 7, and by choice, we are childless. We never really wanted to have any kids, and my wife had agreed that it's okay, and she didn't want any children either, so we were just rolling for the life. We traveled, we explored places, made money together, and made a lot of love by this point in every city of the USA. We lived the perfect life, the perfect couple, and I didn't know that one day would come that I would be making this post on Reddit about how my wife cheated on me and how I took revenge because I'm petty. Look, I always thought if someone would cheat on me, I would walk all over them. But let's face it, feelings don't have to switch. It hurts like bitch and completely sucks when you give someone so much out of your life and they just walk all over you. And hating and being petty is much easier than being the bigger person and forgiving all the time. I know the latter is better for the long run, but don't tell me that because I have paid for therapy and I don't want y'all to ruin the value of fees I paid while signing up for therapy. So, for better experience, I would be telling about the whole how I found out part of the story first. What happened was, I wanted a break from everyday life and wanted some me time for 2 days. So I went out on a biking trip to just get back to the road, and they always asked me to come with them, and I never had proper time, so I went with them. The signal in the road isn't always stable, it fluctuates. I don't want to sound clingy about it, but I like calling the girl I love and ask her about the day, and that was literally a whole day later, so I needed to call her up and ask about her whereabouts. I called her, and the moment she picked up, I could smell the infidelity in the voice right from her mouth and voice. I could hear all those small noises that guy made in the background, and honestly, speaking to her at that point seemed like they were just getting into it and just prepping themselves. I thought I was being weird, so I put the call on speaker and let my other friend, who is also my best friend, hear it. She looked disgusted and heartbroken after that, and she confirmed for me that, yeah, she was cheating. And those groans of that man did sound familiar. I thought so too, and we both knew what the hell was actually going on, so her husband and my wife were screwing each other while we were just having a midlife crisis. My best friend started crying because she really had her hopes up for this guy and thought that he would never better her. But here we are, two snaked, wrapping each other against each other. We both are so heartbroken that we reached the destination 140 miles away in one day, and after that, it's something that I guess we'll have to think of it as. After cutting the call and listening to their intense lovemaking, we decided to take revenge, and this time we had to do this. Both of our partners cheating on us with each other, and then to feel better, we extended our trip to 3 more days. And when I told my wife, she didn't care much at all and was quite monotonous, but her husband on another side started accusing of how indecent is it to hang out with boys while you are older? Like, WTF, bro? Why can't me and a female friend be also each other's best friends? We legit grew up as best buddies since forever that I can remember from, and listening to all this BS made me angrier. And the worst part, he has all the audacity to say this, even when he is the one who does that himself and his wife right now. That insecure piece of crap never really deserved my best friend, and honestly, that just is weird how he even had a chance with her. And if you think of the other culprit, she ain't a saint either. She is equally vile, and nothing will happen in our lives like before anymore. We had so much fun. We drank, we cried together the whole time, cherishing the moment where we actually could believe that someone loved us. But turns out they didn't, and the alcohol didn't help. And never have we ever done anything together. Most of the time, I have cried this much, and it kind of felt like our teenage years. After the extra holiday, I kept an eye on her no matter what. I made sure to watch every move she makes, so for once I can catch her slipping and give herself up for cheating. But everything she did, you'd never realize that this woman was doing anything really bad to you. That's how bad they pretended not to give away too much. And then we came up with this master plan because we needed my wife and her husband together to draw some conclusions in, so that is why we had them together and decided to throw a party. And now, as the title says, I made my wife the best dress she has, just so we can confront her with the guy she cheated on me with and have a nice revenge and then get over with the story. It is hella humiliating, honestly, and this would have consequences that she will always remember before doing this kind of crap with anyone else. And it should be the best thing ever. And the fact is, it's pretty much like that makes it all better. She gets ready, and we have this place with all her friends and family, including mine, my best friends and her boyfriends present there. It was like all a celebration, and the rumor was that my best friend had an announcement to make. So basically, everyone thought that she was expecting a child. And then, when the party was starting to be nice, my best friend took the mic and started addressing the audience and told them about our friendship and how amazing our partners were, and then asked me to get her the envelope. Everyone was concerned when it was my name she called out and not her boyfriend's. And after I go there, we together announce how they both have been cheating on us with each other. Then the look on their faces. The guy wanted to leave, but the doors were closed. So he started throwing hands on everyone who was near the door, and it was a mess right there. My best friend told him that she was done with him and then started his usual gaslighting and made the girl feel like she wasn't enough and told her sorry. I just wanted to beat the crap out of him, but I had my personal baggage to take care of, and my wife right there, standing with tears and that apologetic look in her eyes and telling how she was sorry and how she didn't mean anything of the crap that she did to me, and it was just useless. I told her to enjoy the last party, and then her stuff would be there outside of the house, packed. She can leave and stay out of my house. And she knew she was going to cut off forever because I don't give second chances to anyone, not even to myself at certain things. They both left. And then the family and friends who sided with them also left soon after them. The others told us how they felt for us and gave their wishes and danced the night away with us. We both were hurt, but just had fun anyways, because hell, if they aren't worth it anyways. We drank and smoked weed like in college days and then went home. Her stuff was right there. She wasn't there anyway, nor in the house, nor outside, and according to my bestie, she didn't find him either, so I guess they were together or something. The next morning, I found a sorry letter and all the stuff was gone. Now I can grieve in peace with any issues. Now, after this post, I will cry a bit and think about where and how it went wrong. And just being single after 12 years again, we had the perfect life, and she threw it all away because of one night thingy and just for the pleasure of a few minutes. Well, that was her call. And she did what she had to do, and it was my call to do whatever I felt like doing, and I did. Everything is even and sorted. Hey everyone, it's been 4 months since I got this post up here. Well, all I can say is thanks for the upvotes and support. And yeah, we both have been doing normal, honestly. Just because two people left doesn't mean we'll stop living. Yeah, I sort of miss her every now and then, and it's sad. We both have been going for therapy, and to be honest, it's been doing wonders. We hang out often because we both are nerdy, cool introverts, and we like each other's company. 8 months ago, it still has pretty much a really active comment section. It's wild that this one blew up, and some people who know me saw this post and said it was the most hilarious thing ever, whatever we did to them. I like lightheartedly, y'all take it, and also don't forget to show kindness. Best place for real. And about our exes now, we both cut all contact with their family and mutual friends, completely moving on, and we don't need them anymore. They are as good as dead to us, And we don't give a crap, honestly. And I guess it is better this way to pretend. 4 years update. Sorry, I disappeared from here for a really long while and finally remembered my password. And I am 37 now, understandable for an old man. The biggest news on our exes are they got together and had a child and then again cheated on each other, and my ex is gay now. Pretty much a lot has happened from what I know, but then again, I don't care. The man she cheated on me with left her while she was pregnant, and my best friend dodged the bullet. And my best friend is, surprise, surprise, my wife now. Yes, we just couldn't resist the attraction anymore. We went out for 2 years and are married for almost one. So, yeah, we are having kids soon. So, bless our family. Love you, everyone. If someone reads this after the final update, you can feel how wholesome this whole thing was and good for you, honestly. No, I wasn't expecting them to have a brawl or something, but this too was good and more better. My girlfriend, 23, and I, 29, male, recently moved in together. I work from home. She does not. My work is difficult and sometimes stressful, but it doesn't take much of my day. So we agreed on me taking most of the chores at home. She's self admittedly not a good cook and doesn't like housework. I don't mind doing it because I like things done my way and I love cooking, so it works out. She jokingly calls me her trophy wife, even though I earn more than double of what she makes. Her work is really stressful, frontline health work. So sometimes she's a bit mean when she doesn't mean to. But a couple of weeks ago, things got weird. It's getting chilly, so I made soup for dinner and she looked at me with a WTF face, saying soup isn't real food, it's for sick people. It was cassava soup, so very thick and rich with crumbled sausages in it too, not like a vegetable broth. She ordered food for herself that night. Last week, I finally finished a project of sorts, making pastrami on rye. It's not a thing in my country, so I had to make everything from scratch, from the bread to the meat, and the result was delicious. So when she got home, I promptly made her one of those giant sandwiches you see on Google Images. But she exploded on me, saying that if she wanted a sandwich for dinner, she could make it herself, and asked what was the point of me staying at home and cooking if I'm not going to make real food. She said she would just eat while going out with her friends that night. Last weekend, she brought her friends home for a meetup. I don't mind hosting them because our house is nicer and bigger. I pay most of the rent too. And they also appreciate my cooking. I made some simple Asian dishes for them: vegan sushi, pot stickers, spring rolls, tempura, that would be good to eat in a group setting, and also work the bar because my cocktails are decent and always get them hammered really fast. She joked about me cooking real food, and her friends laughed. Apparently, she had already complained to them about my cooking. She then went on to say that we should give polyamory a shot, because that way she could get a new trophy wife who could cook real food. And so I said, is the new member of the polycule going to pay me? Being your trophy wife and not even getting paid for it is hard. And I laughed. Apparently, the joke wasn't taken well because their moods instantly went sour. Not even 20 minutes later, they left for a bar without inviting me. When she got back at about 3 a.m., I was already in bed, getting ready to sleep, and she was yelling at me for airing our dirty laundry in front of her friends and that she shouldn't talk about money or private matters like that. AITA for saying what I said? I think money is a sensitive issue for her. She comes from a poorer background than me. I wasn't expecting this to get such a response, so I'm a bit overwhelmed at the moment, but I want to thank everyone for all the feedback. It gave me a lot to think about. I've met my girlfriend at a pretty bad time, and at the same time, she was much more than a companion, someone who really understood what I was going through and let me vent my frustrations. But now I feel like I'm at a similar spot where I don't have that person anymore to talk to. And that's why I'm talking to people on Reddit, I guess. I'll do some thinking and try to talk to her, and if she opens up about anything, as this doesn't seem like the person I've met before. Or, like some people suggested, that was always who she was. I just didn't know about it at the time. NTA, dude, your wife doesn't respect you. She complains about the meals you make, then acts like you're being lazy about it. She insinuates you stay home all day and do nothing. She calls you trophy wife while you pay more on the bills than she does. Then have the galls to repeat this to her friends. I can tell you, love her, but come on and stand up for yourself because it sounds like she sees you as less than. My mom died when I was 5 years old. My dad met and married my stepmom when I was 8. At the time, she asked if I wanted to be adopted and accepted my no. She did, however, bring up a few times over the next decade that if I wanted to call her mom, she would love it. That's not something I ever wanted to do, so I didn't. But I do think she's genuinely a great person and she makes my dad happy. I never minded her saying I was her son or her firstborn or whatever. She and my dad had children together, so I get her wanting to include me as well. But over the years, my dad has stopped talking about my mom completely and calls my stepmom my mom. I have asked him not to, and he has refused to listen. Now I'm 22 and I live with my amazing girlfriend, and she has been put in weird situations with my dad, half siblings, and extended family, all calling my stepmom my mom. Her parents met my dad and stepmom for the first time recently, and they were confused when my dad was saying stepmom was my mom. They knew my mom died. They also knew I had a stepmom. But my dad brought up stepmom as mom in a way that they were a little thrown off, not to mention him saying, when we had lovers and stuff like that. My half siblings brought it up too, even calling me out for using her name over dinner, saying, don't call mom name, call her mom like you call him dad, sort of thing. After my girlfriend's parents left, I told them to stop, that my stepmom is not my mom, and they need to stop saying that she is. I told them they had made things very awkward because my girlfriend's parents knew the truth, and having them behave the way they did made it seem weird and probably had them wondering if I was some crazy a-hole who made up a story about my mom dying. My stepmom was pretty quiet during the whole thing. My dad told me I stepped over the line trying to police them, and he said whether I liked it or not, she was more of a mom to me than my mom had ever been. He said I break her heart every day. I step in front of mom and don't show her the same kind of love my siblings show her. He told me I also had no right to tell my siblings what to do. AITA here? I'm admittedly still so pissed that my dad threw it in my face that I didn't have mom for very long. It's not like it was a choice she or I made. I would give anything to have her alive and for her to be the one who raised me. Again, I appreciate my stepmom, and she's a good person, but I never loved or wanted her the way I love my mom. I have taken time and I did a little bit of talking to my stepmom yesterday after this post started to take off. I have no issues with her, but I have decided I am going to step way back from my dad and half siblings. No contact might be on the cards in the future, but I'm not okay with their pushiness on this and their lack of respect for my feelings on the matter. My dad's words were the final blow for me. I don't see a way to come back from it. NTA, and your father was beyond cruel to say that your stepmom was more of a mom than your real mom was. That comment made my heart hurt. He makes it sound as if your mother abandoned you.